You wouldn't build a house without a foundation, so why try to build a business without one? Grow your contracting business and grow your mind with Growth Mindset Monday.
Welcome back to Mindset Monday. Wouldn't you guess, we're back in the office. Yes, we got Wi-Fi back. Thank the good Lord. That was horrible. But hey, we made it through it. Why? Because, well, sometimes you just got to make it happen. Welcome back to Mindset Monday. I'm your host, Garrett Bake with the American Contractor Network. We are here in conjunction with your BFF, Justin Smith with Contractor Plus. Well, it's another Monday. Now,
since he name dropped, I'm just going to say hello, everyone.
There you go. There he is. See, you guys think he doesn't exist. He does. He's not my imaginary friend. He's for realsies. I like him. All right. You guys know the drill. If you're here live, go ahead and drop your name, your business name, and where you're from so we can give you the old shout out. Well, I'm waiting for you guys to drop that in. I'll give you a little recap of my weekend. I call it a weekend. It was probably a little bit more than a weekend. About 8 months ago, a good friend of mine said, hey, I want to go hike the Grand Canyon. You want to come with me? Now, I'm from Arizona, right? So I'm very familiar with the Grand Canyon, but I've never done this particular experience. Now, this particular experience is called rim to rim to rim. You start on the south rim at about 7,000 feet. You drop down to about 2,000 feet, hike some more, and then go up to the north rim and hike out at about 8,000 feet. That's rim to rim. Then we turned around and went backwards. So from 8,000 down to 2,000, 2,000 back up to 7,000. And in case you were curious what that actually looks like on an elevation map, there you go, right? It is not pretty, looks like a heartbeat, and pretty much made me feel like I was dying multiple times on the trail. But that's what we did. And I'll show you a couple of folks there. There's my good friend, Derek. He didn't like that I called him Ned Flanders, but that's when we were wrapping up there as the sun was rising. We ended up finishing in just under 24 hours. So 24 hours, about 50 miles of hiking and a total of about 11,000 feet of elevation drop and then 11,000 feet of elevation gain. Now you're probably in one of two camps. Camp number one, you're crazy. Camp number two, man, that sounds cool. I wish I could do it. Don't worry. We are going to do it again, and we'll put a group together and love to invite you to come with us. But during this conversation today, I will share some of these lessons that I learned hiking with this group of guys. Just for show and tell us time, there you go. There's a trail that we were following to go out to the North Rim. There was a river, which was a lifesaver for sure. There's us kind of hiking out of the canyon a little bit, so you can kind of get an idea of elevation gain. And then there's the Colorado River, which runs down through the bottom of the canyon. But enough about me. Let's hear a little bit about you. We've got Cannon Grant. I'm new, second year, starting Grant's Mechanical. Welcome to the show, Cannon. We've got Edward Schwartz, ES Handy Services, Zolfo Springs, Florida. Welcome to the show. We've got Olga with Painter One out of Greater Salt Lake. Welcome, Olga. We've got a mom now. I'm here. I think that's Emily. I'm just going out on a limb there. We got Joe Gideon, Tennessee Valley Power Cleaning, Maryville, Tennessee. And you're right, we did get Emily. She responded down here, so I'm glad I got you. We've got Alex with True Stone out of Layton, Utah. Let's see here. We've got Michael with Strong Side Services out of Long Island, New York. Cannon says, Juneau, Alaska. Welcome to the show, my friend. Bet you do a lot of snow removal in the winter. We got Ryan Shemp with Divine Decking out of Bakersfield, California. So appreciate y'all being here. Now, listen, this call is about a 20-minute, maybe a 25-minute call, depending on interaction. And we get down to brass tacks. I know how busy you are as a contractor. We're busy as well. But what we're learning is that the better job we do at managing the thing that we control, time, the better our results are, right? The better we are at controlling time, the better our results are. We had Justin from Allworks Handyman Services, Cheyenne, Wyoming. Welcome to the show. Now, what is time, right? And I love to have this conversation around time because most of us think we understand it, but we don't really understand it. Ready? Here's what time is. Time is nothing more than a measurement of distance. And you're like, wait a minute. I'm staring out the window right now, and I can watch the sun rise in the east and set in the west. I don't get it. What do you mean measurement of distance? Yeah, 100%. This is a measurement of distance. Ready? Check this out. Before we had all these cool watches and cell phones and all that other cool stuff, what did we have, right? We measured a day. How did we measure a day? The measurement of a day is one rotation of the earth, right? The earth spinning around once, that's a day. Makes it look like the sun is rising and setting, but ultimately it's the earth spinning around. That's one day. What about a month? How do we measure a month? Pretty simple. We have the moon and it rotates once around the earth, right? So that's 1 month. What about a year? Well, that's one rotation of the earth around the sun. That's a year. So when we're talking about time, what we're actually talking about is distance, a measurement of distance. So try this one on for size. When you're saying you want more time, what you're really saying is you want more distance or more progress. Crazy, right? Think about this. I wish I had more time with my parents. No, you don't. You're wishing you had a better, deeper relationship with your parents, that you spent more time with them, but not just to sit there while you're on your phone and they're watching TV. It's to continue to further that relationship and grow, right? Same thing with your kids, your business. Man, I wish I had more time. No, you don't. You wish you had more time to more leads, more estimates, more sales, more growth, right? So really what you're after inside of business is nothing more than progress. That's what you're after. Think about that, right? So if what we're after is not time, what we're after is progress, then the better we learn to control time, the more progress we make. Boom. All right, I'm done. We're ending this call. Just kidding. We're not done, right? But understand this, okay? So if time is a measurement of distance, and that's really what we're after progress. How then do we make progress, right? Now, back to the Grand Canyon. Whole lot of fun, whole lot of hiking, whole lot of pain, right? How did we go from the South Rim to the North Rim? Well, we had to move, right? One step at a time. Now, the crazy thing about progress is you have to make sure that progress is done the right way. Perfect example. Gentleman named Aaron. He's from Charlotte, South Carolina, or Charlotte, North Carolina, excuse me. And Aaron, at the top, there's a group of like 20 of us. Aaron says, hey, man, I'm going to run this thing, which people do. They run and they finish usually in like 14 hours, right? Yeah, 50 miles, 14 hours. It's a bear. So he's like, hey, I'm going to run this thing. So he takes off, right? And there's a group of 3 or 4 of us that we're hiking, but we're hiking, right? That's what we're doing. So he runs, right? We end up meeting him at the North Rim, and this was probably about 10 and a half hours in. And he is like in a chair, passed out. Like he looks dead. And he finally comes back around, and we asked him, we're like, hey, what happened? He's like, I went too fast. I went too fast and my body overheated. He goes, He goes, I had to stop at the side of the trail and take a 2.5 hour nap, 2.5 hour nap, right? Think about that for a minute. So he finished probably about, I don't know, 25, 30 minutes in front of us. Well, he ran. We walked, right? So we look at this, and where were we? Were we tired at the halfway point? Yeah, we were tired. I'm not going to say we weren't. We were tired. In fact, if you go to Facebook, I put a recap video together. It's about 6.5 minutes long. But if you get to the video, the section, the clip where I'm at the North Rim, you'll be like, oh man, this guy's energy level dropped. Yeah, it did, because it was hard and hot. But he could not finish. Like, he tapped out halfway through. So we finished in 24 hours. He tapped out halfway through, but he ran, right? Why am I telling you this? Because I want you to see that it's not always about the speed at which you move. What matters is leveraging that time that you have the best way possible. We got Shania Wayman with Watco Enterprises. She's also in Utah, in Tooele. Welcome to the show. We got Sarah Treasure with Salt Air Systems. Welcome to the show. Motivated Laborers, peace, beloveds, peace to you. Charles, welcome to the show. And Shania, funny joke. I know Shania, but this is funny. Can we take my horses and do it? Is that called delegation? That is called delegation. They do have mules. I don't think you can bring your own horses, but the Park Service has mules where they take supplies up and down to the base camp at the bottom. Is called Phantom Ranch. Now, back to time, back to this idea of time. Not all time is created equally, right? Like when you wake up in the morning and you immediately go to this, is that actually progress, right? Is the time invested scrolling through social media actually taking you where you want to go? No. So not all time is created equal, right? If you get up in the morning and you spend 10 minutes meditating and you spend 15 minutes planning out your day, right? Is that better time spent than being on social media? Well, yes. Well, it's the same amount of time, but one is progress and one is not. Catching my drift here, okay? So when we talk about time as a whole, we're talking about progress. Now, what are some tips, some tricks, some things that you can do? I love implementing these things. In fact, I erased it off my board. I took a picture of it earlier, but on Friday or Thursday, I had a electrician in here. They do about 1.2, 1.3 million a year. And you know what his biggest complaint was? I don't have enough time to do all the things that I need to do. Sound familiar, right? So what do? A couple of things, right? And these are tools that you can use, by the way. There's nothing wrong with you doing this. You can use this, okay? The first thing that you need to do is make a plan. Now, it doesn't always go the way that we want it to, right? But a plan gives you a starting point. Now, I've mentioned this to some of you before, but I'll re-emphasize it. Think about it this way. Right? We were hiking the Grand Canyon. If there was no plan, I would have ended up, I should have brought up the video. I would have ended up like about 25 hikers did in that 24-hour period where they needed medical attention. 3 of them had to be airlifted out of the canyon because they didn't plan properly. It wasn't that we were hiking super fast. It's that we had the proper water. It's that we had the proper nutrition. We had all the pieces that we needed in order to be able to take advantage of that time, right? So you got to look at it this way. Monday morning at the latest, I recommend during the weekend sometime, I usually do it Sunday night, is plan out your week. What needs to happen this week? How am I going to get it done? Simple questions, but I'm going to tell you, it will make a massive impact on your time and your time management. The second thing you need to look at is something called time blocking. Now, what is time blocking? It's exactly what it sounds like, right? When you were little, you probably played with Legos or Jenga or something like that. What are you doing with all that stuff? You're just stacking stuff up, right? That's all you're doing is you're stacking it. Time blocking is no different, okay? So imagine a week, Monday through Friday. We're going to ignore the weekends, you overachievers. So Monday through Friday, let's call it 8 to 5, okay? What are you doing during that time? Are you sitting waiting for your phone ringing? Are you sitting waiting for your employees to text you about something that went wrong on a job site? Are you sitting waiting for Mrs. Jones so you can scramble and try and rearrange your schedule so you can get out to her house so you can give her an estimate. What are you doing, right? The smart people are time blocking. Now, what is time blocking? Think about it this way. What are the major tasks inside of your business that you're always going to have to do, or your business is always going to have to do? But for now, it's most of you, okay? Number one is marketing. You are always going to need to market. If you don't market, you won't have anything to sell. You don't have anything to sell, you don't have a business. Fair? So marketing. Now, instead of riding the roller coaster of, I need a lead, I need a lead, I need a lead, I need a job, I need a job, I need a job, you land one, and then you stop marketing because you landed a job, and so you're busy doing the job, and then the job ends, and then what? You're like, shoot, I need another job. And so you market, you sell, you get a job, and then you stop doing the other stuff, right? And you ride this roller coaster. I don't know about you guys. I know that Justin was at a amusement park this last weekend. I'm not a huge fan of roller coasters. I mean, don't get me wrong, I'll go and have a good time. But like that flight yesterday, that felt like a damn roller coaster going through that storm. Not a big fan, right? I like things to be as smooth as possible. How do we make them smooth? Time blocking. So here's challenge number one. Find 3 periods of time, at least 2 hours during the week for you to do nothing but marketing. Could be Monday from 10 to 12, Wednesday from 2 to 4, and Friday from 3 to 5. I don't know. It's your schedule. You pick it. But that's intentional time for you to market. What are you marketing? You, your product, your services, your stuff. Okay. Now, Emily's got a couple comments here. She says she wakes up. Let me back up here. First thing in the morning, prime my day, tell myself I have energy, strong, and I can do it. I have time. Yep, 100%. Right? That's positive talk, positive think. Love it. Manifestation. Have more energy, says after staying awake all night, nursing baby, waking up at 4 a.m. to work on the computer. Beautiful. We got to check in. Thanks for checking in. A little late, Daniel, but thanks for checking in. Appreciate you. Back in the mobile office. Daniel says, should you purposely time block time for surprises or unexpected stuff? No, you shouldn't. Because all the unexpected stuff, if you're playing the game right, gets filtered into blocks of time that you have flex space or flex time for, right? So let me back this whole thing up, and then we'll get to that question there, Daniel. So 3 times a week, at least 2 hours a day marketing. Now, what is marketing? For most of you, if not all of you, this is not running social media ads. If you're at that point, you have either an agency or you have somebody on your team that's running it. Great. Have them focus on that. We're talking about you. This is old school, what I call shaking hands and kissing babies. This is you going out and having lunch or coffee or breakfast, stopping by a job site or an office, right? Going to a networking meeting, whatever the thing is, you are purposely engaged in the activity that is going to drive the amount of opportunities or leads that come into your business. That's your marketing time. And you're like, well, I don't have time. Well, congratulations, your business will not grow, period. Some of you guys started your business during COVID. Congratulations, you're COVID baby. That's great, except that the environment has changed. During COVID, you could go get your business license, slap a sign on the side of your truck, and you were inundated with phone calls. Awesome. Name your price. Great. Those days are gone. You have to learn to run your business the right way, right? So you can ride those highs and those lows. Number one, most important, is marketing. Number two, your estimates, your sales, your bids, whatever you're going to call them. Want to know something crazy? We think that we have to bend over backwards for the customer or the client. That's what we think. We think we're going to lose jobs or opportunities if we don't. But that couldn't be further from the truth. And for those that work with me, they know this. Every time somebody tries to schedule something on my calendar, they want my time. What do I always say? Mrs. Jones, Mr. Smith, does Tuesday at 4 or Wednesday at 3 work better for you? All I've done is I pushed that opportunity into a window that works for me, right? Now, are there emergencies? Sure. If you have to deal with, a flooded basement or, a house burning down, whatever. Yes. Okay. I get it. There's emergencies, but for the most part, they're not crazy emergencies. And even for you plumbers or your HVAC people or whatever, you're probably just going to end up going out and doing a temporary fix anyway, until You have time on your calendar that works for you to do the permanent fix. Okay. So number one, marketing time. Number two is your estimator bidding time. Same thing, blocks of time. Hey, when can you come by the job and bid out this framing or this drywall or whatever? Hey, you know what? I can be there Thursday between 2 and 12. Does that work? Yep, totally works. Awesome, cool, right? Push them into your blocks of time, your windows, okay? The third aspect that you're going to need to block for is the work. Now, if you have a team, it makes it a little easier. If it's just you, okay, you still got to make it happen, right? These blocks might be a little larger. They might be 4-hour blocks, but ultimately, they're still blocks of time when the work gets done. So say you close Mrs. Jones on a drywall job. All right, Mrs. Jones, we can come by next week, either on Tuesday or Thursday in the afternoon. Which one works better for you? Oh, Tuesday works better. Do you know what time? Well, it kind of depends on our schedule, but we usually show up between 12 and 2 p.m., right? Giving you the flexibility in case a job goes a little bit longer, right? What are we doing? We're taking back control of our schedule and we're taking back control of our time. Now, I'm going to keep going, but I want you guys in the comments, if you have a question about time or time management or time blocking or any other aspect of time, drop it in here so I can get it answered. No questions? Hey, that's not my fault. That's yours. Now, back to your schedule. Every single day, you're going to need to make adjustments, and that's okay. There are unexpected emergencies, but remember, a customer's emergency is not your emergency. If you work with builders and they call you and they say, hey, the roofer that was supposed to show up didn't show up. Can you come out today and get this job done? Whose emergency is that? It's not yours. It's the contractor's. Hey, I'm sorry, we can't make it out today. We're booked. However, tomorrow at 2 p.m., we can be out there. Again, what works for you? Remember, you're the one that constitutes an emergency in your business or not. You have to take that control back. Quit giving it to your customers, quit giving it to your clients. And for those of you that work with GCs, shame on you, quit giving it to the GCs. I work with a lot of GCs, love them. They're great. They're awesome. They suck at time management just like you. So don't let somebody else's emergency become yours, right? Somebody's house is on fire. Why the hell would you run inside and dance around like them? My house is on fire too. No, you wouldn't. You might call 911 or grab a fire hose or do something, but you're going to put that fire out. You're not going to go dance in the fire. That's dumb, okay? So let's not do that. All right. Looks like you guys don't have questions today, which to me tells me that you guys have it all figured out. So congratulations. Now, Emily said they need to pay the fix it right now money or the emergency fee. Yes. So going back to Daniel, what you were saying, can you time block for it? It's hard to. It really is. If you are forced to move around your schedule for, say it is an emergency, yeah, guess what? It's not your standard rates. If it's an emergency, it's an emergency. There's a fee for the emergency, right? The people who were airlifted out of the Grand Canyon because it was an emergency didn't get a free ride in a helicopter. They had to pay the emergency fee, right? And it ain't cheap. I think it's like 10 or 12 grand on the low end, right? So again, your time, value your progress. Sarah says, with time blocking, I struggle to stop the task I'm doing and move to the next. So Sarah, excuse me, this is a really good point, right? Listen, when you guys start doing this, it's going to be like a 3-year-old trying to color within the lines. You're going to have like blue and red and pink and purple all over the place. How do you get better at it? You just do it more often, okay? Sarah, for example, let's say you gave a task an hour and it took you 2. Well, cool. Next time for that task, you give it 2 hours, right? So you have to get purposeful understanding how long things take, right? When I'm recording video content, I batch record content, meaning I do a lot of it at the same time. I know how long it's going to take me to record a certain number of videos or do a certain number of things. So I purposely set that time aside. When we're getting ready to put a bid together for a commercial project, I purposely overestimate the amount of time it's going to take. Why? Because I would rather have that extra time there than have to leave an uncompleted task to go start another one, right? Now, Cannon has a question. He says, my question about time use is this. I'm going into my second year with my business. It started with snow removal, but it didn't snow. I didn't make any money, just had to cancel. Let's see. I didn't continue your message. So what do we do? Cannon, back to the fundamentals, my man. No jobs means you need to go market, right? So if you're doing snow removal in the winter, let's see, I think you set up here what you were doing in the summer. Let me find your comment here. Oh, here we go. Snow removal, landscaping, pressure washing, and painting, woodwork. That's a lot of stuff, my man. I would stick to the outside. If you're doing snow removal, guess what goes really good with snow removal? Snow removal winter, landscaping summer. If you wanted to include pressure washing, awesome. Paint and woodwork, that's way too broad of a scope, my man. So you want to get known as the guy that does the thing. Well, what do? Snow removal, landscaping? Cool. Make those two your things. One's winter, one's summer. Pressure washing fills in the gaps, right? Like that's it. That's all I would focus on. Now, let's go back to the question. Let's see. Hold on. Second year in business. It started with snow removal. It didn't snow. I didn't make any money. Just had to cancel my business insurance. That my truck was broken into and all the tools and equipment stolen. Trying to bounce back. Can't find enough jobs. And I no longer have all my equipment to the jobs. Advice. Well, this has nothing to do with time management. But here's your little piece of advice, okay? Welcome to business. Like, I wouldn't wish it on anyone, but there's people on this call that have had $100,000 pieces of equipment stolen. Like, it is what it is. So what I'll tell you is the same thing I'll tell everybody else. Business is not for the faint of heart. Business is not for the weak. If you can't handle the highs and handle the lows, business is not for you. Now, if you can, and you understand that it's a process, then you can build something that eventually will give you the freedom that you want, right? There's no way around it, right? I wouldn't wish anything that you've experienced on you or anyone else, but it happens, right? But if this is something you're seriously committed to, guess what? Go knock doors on apartment complexes or commercial buildings and be like, hey, who does your landscaping? I'd love the opportunity to do it. I could do it for less. I could do it for cheaper, whatever. Go knock doors in a neighborhood, right? Like there's so many things that you can do, but you have to get out there and market. If you don't market, you won't have the opportunity to bid. And if you can't bid anything, you won't have a business. Shania says, that was me. Insurance didn't even touch what it was worth. Yeah, sucks. It literally sucks, right? No way around it. All right, Michael says, is it wise to lower prices to land jobs at the start of your business, perform well and get good reviews, eventually charge more as you progress? Good question. What I always tell people is charge what you believe that you're worth. Like that's what it is. Because whether the prices are high or low are irrelevant. Like when I first started what I was doing, I was charging $500 a month, right? To be a client, you were $500 a month. And I was like, man, that's a lot of money. Somebody's paying me $500 a month, right? Now on the low end, you're looking at $3,000 a month. What's the difference? I'm still talking about the same stuff, right? What's different is what I believed that I was worth. That's what changed. That's it. So Michael, if you're starting out or you're in a place where you're not getting a lot of traction, cool. Charge what you believe you're worth. Now, don't charge in the negatives because you're not going to eat top ramen and your family's not going to love you very much, right? But charge what you believe you're worth. You will find people who will be attracted to you, your product, your services because of you, not because of the price, right? And by the way, this is for all of you. The quicker you can get away from price shoppers, the better, period. And there's a lot of people out there who are not price shoppers. They want quality. They want timeliness. They want attention to detail. Go find those people. But yeah, if you got to start out a little lower starting out, hey, it is what it is. Get your reviews, get your referrals, and keep going. If your business is not completely booked every single day, you got room to grow. You got work to do. All right. Let's see. We got Joe says, I wake up every day with a goal to accomplish something in my business. Accomplishments not exclusive to making money that day. Perfect. Like right now I'm in the process of hiring a setter for my business. And so this morning we had 2 working interviews and then I wrapped up creating the job description. That's not going to show up in dollars and cents on my bottom line today, but it will down the road. So you're right, Joe. Sometimes it's dollars and cents related. Sometimes it's progress on the business related. Daniel says, just perception of value and learning to get comfortable with what you're worth in big numbers. 100%. Numbers, I'm telling you, it's just a game. It's a game with people who grew up like most of us did, right? With not a lot on the table, right? And, clothes with holes in them and, not the best environment. And our perception of money is different from somebody who grew up driving a Rolls Royce or a Lamborghini or whatever. They don't perceive it any different than we do. It's just their understanding of it is different, right? So for them, they're more than willing to pay somebody $1,000 a week to come mow their lawn because they don't want to do it. They'd rather do other things with their time, right? Whereas, Mrs. Jones, who's, working off her Social Security check, can't afford, $15 a week. So that's up to you. All right. Let's see. Daniel's got one more. He says, what are some good things to do when you finally bag back your time? Oh, that's a loaded question, my man. Here's what I'll tell you. The same thing I tell everybody. When we sit down with a business and we start working with them, the first question we ask them is, what do you want? Like, what do you want out of your business? And guess what? When you have the time, that's what you're doing. So us, for example, we're currently in the process of growing these two businesses with the sole purpose of buying 100 acres so we can have our family compound, but I can also have an offsite location to invite all y'all to come down and hang out with us. That's what we're doing, right? What are you going to do with your time? Spend it with family, spend it with friends, spend it traveling, spend it giving back. I don't know. It's up to you, man. Up to you. Motivated laborer's time is our most valuable, unrenewable resource that we have. If we trade time for dollars, it has to be worth it for us. Time blocking is a great strategy. Works for me. Try it. Beautiful. Thank you. Appreciate that. And then Shania, I'm going to put this one up there. Go to Ruth's Chris with Garrett this Friday. Yeah, she is doing that with her time. But both Shania and Bert and Julie, another couple that we work with, the reason that they're doing it is because we set a target for them and they achieved that target and now they're going to come hang out with us, right? So we like to incentivize people a little bit. Incentivize yourself. Buy yourself a nice steak. Close that big deal. All right, that's all we got for you guys. Now listen, we are getting ready to launch our Build Pro community. It's for contractors just like you. It's free. We do have some paid versions as well, but it is free. We'd love for you to be there. We have an entire training library. We have courses, all kinds of different things, access to experts. If you're interested in joining us, I'm going to go ahead and find that link. Unless Justin finds it first, drop it in the comments. We'd love for you guys to sign up for our VIP list. We just got some of our swag in. So we've got shirts and hats. We've got tools. We got Home Depot gift cards, all kinds of cool stuff that we're going to be giving away. And so if you guys join our VIP, let's see, Build Pro, one of these days I'll figure this out. System. If you join our VIP list, then we will get you onboarded. And then as soon as we go live, you'll be entered to win some of our giveaways. So let me see. Talk about planning. I did not plan this properly. Should have had the link ready. Shame on me. But here we go. Drop it in the comments for you guys. Boom. There it is. Join us, friends. Appreciate you guys being here. Oh, look at that. Appreciate you guys being here. Thank you, Daniel. Thank you, Candy.
Garrett, can you not see the screen?
Oh, there it is.
It's been on the screen for the last 2 minutes.
Damn.
Guys, you got to go check out Build Pro. What Garrett and his team have put together is truly impressive. Really excited to get this more integrated with Contractor Plus as this progresses. They produce just a vast amount of material here, and you really need to go. You really need to go check it out and see it for yourself.
Thank you. Thank you for that. And just so you guys know, we're kind of slow playing this in the background, but V2 of Contractor Plus will be dropping here shortly, and it's going to change the game for you guys. But yeah, you're here for a reason. It's to grow your business. If you're unsure on how to leverage Contractor Plus, guess what? You can jump on a call with one of their reps. They will walk you through how to do anything from estimating to inputting your leads to contracts and the works. But leverage Contractor Plus to also save you some of that most valuable time that we're after. All right, you guys know what time it is. It's time to get after it. 3, 2, 1. Off you go.